I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If the model of Rebolo was genuinely interested in local government funds, would have protested to be cancelled.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And he don't put my mood for that. Whenever people are clapping, he's praising singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
And he did not do any remarkable thing in your state. And you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Maryann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
Are you tired of all the noise and speculation in the news? On Hard Fact, we cut through the clutter and get straight to the truth.
If only Fubra has been aware of the boo-boo trap, he would have understood in democracy there are bases for everybody to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting in return?
With in-depth analysis and experts interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
This is Hard Facts.
Ten minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour. This is officially welcoming you to the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audio-visual studios right here in Intermediate Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. This is Hard Facts, and I am Maryann Okon. Happy Children's Day, and just so you know, I'm also a child, just so you know, okay? I posted my pictures when I was a child and I wished myself a happy Children's Day because I'm somebody's child. But most importantly, to all the kids who are staying home today and giving us headache, we love you. We would not ask for anything else. I mean, what would the world be without children? Because these children become adults and then these adults, become leaders. Welcome to the show as we celebrate the kids. We're going to be talking about children on the 4 o'clock hour. But first, we start off with the big three stories, and then we move into Community U Report, where you are the reporter and I'm the scribe. And then on the 5 o'clock hour, we continue the series on, of course, the midterm assessment of Mr. President's 2 years in office. But this time, we're going to be hearing from the opposition. We'll have the former presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party join us in assessing Mr. President's 2 years in office. But in the meantime, I'd like to say happy birthday to our colleague and friend, NG Kalela. She is actually a member of the sports gang in Nigeria Info Port Harcourt. And this happy birthday wish is coming from your sister, Oluchi. Happy birthday, NG Kalela. I think she's our #1 foodie friend, seconded by Daniel. So happy birthday, Kalela. We love you. All right. Lagos, let's get into the business of the day. Welcome to the Big Three.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big Three stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big Three every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
This is Hard Facts. This is the Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Here are the big stories on Hard Facts today. A lot has been happening, but as we celebrate the children, let's start with that. Let's talk about children, yes? We'll start from a very good note and then we'll go on to other stories. Children's Day. This one's coming from the Premium Times newspaper. A top headline here was Mr. President Tinubu condemns bullying and outlined government's efforts to protect Nigerian children. The Nigerian leader outlined the efforts of government which they have taken to protect children in the country. I'd like to know what those efforts are. Well, on Tuesday, he condemned child bullying in Nigeria and across the world. The Nigerian leader, in a statement to mark the Children's Day, which is held annually every year on the 27th of May, said globally more than 1 in 3 children experience bullying regularly in Nigeria. Studies estimate that up to 65% of school-age children have experienced some form of physical, psychological, or social aggression. And he says, this is unacceptable. Mr. President made this statement according to his media aide. The Nigerian leader outlined the efforts of government to protect the child, the Nigerian child. He said, and I quote, pay attention. As a government, we have initiated a comprehensive review of the Child's Right Act of 2003 and the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act 2015 to expand the scope of protection to strengthen their provisions, close implementation gaps, and ensure nationwide enforcement. We're also leveraging, pay attention please, on the Cybercrime Act, which is in full force to protect children from cyberbullying, exploitation, and abuse. I love it. All fine and dandy. How about the kids that are on the streets right now? I see them in Abuja. They're all around you, Mr. President. They're here in Lagos. They're everywhere. Who's protecting their rights? Well, it's Children's Day. Let's move away from that. Still with the Premium Times newspaper here. You know, there was a bomb that went off yesterday in Abuja. Now, here's another story, an update of sorts. Suicide bomber killed and 1 person injured in Abuja explosion. The Nigerian army announced the explosion on its X handle yesterday evening. Apparently, the explosion occurred near the Nigerian army Mogadishu cantonment in Abuja yesterday. It injured a passerby and killed the carrier, suspected to be a suicide bomber. The Premium Times newspaper reported that the Nigerian army announced the explosion on its X handle, saying, explosion at bus stop opposite Mogadishu cantonment in Abuja. Situation under control, the army wrote, promising to provide further details on the explosion. The army spokesperson, Apollonia Anele, a lieutenant colonel, I know we call them lieutenants here, sorry, could not be reached for comments on Tuesday. That's this morning. She did not respond to calls, not text messages, nothing. The police said operators of the Explosive Ordnance Disposal, EOD, of the FCT Police Command have cordoned off the area, beg your pardon. The spokesperson for the command, Josephine Ade, in a statement noted that a male adult was injured in the incident. Meanwhile, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, said the suicide bomber was trying to sneak into the barrack when the explosive detonated. I hate to do what I'm about to do, but there's a lot that's happening in my head. So please permit me, just pardon me for a second. we're dealing with the number of people that are dying every single month, and you heard what the presidential spokesperson said. They're working on it. That you cannot make an egg without, or an omelette without cracking an egg. Yes. The last time we heard of a bombing in Abuja was more than a decade ago. Yeah. I'm thinking, could this be the start of something terrible? Or maybe I'm just overthinking it. But how do we nip this in the bud? Yeah, he killed himself. Thank goodness he didn't injure too many people. But how does this make you feel as a Nigerian? Are we really safe in this country? In case you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. We're looking at the big stories for today. I'm away from that sad one and go to something very, not comical, but really funny. The very controversial Sheikh Ahmad Gumi was barred from Hajj, and here's the reason. A popular Nigerian Islamic cleric, Ahmad Gumi, has been barred from the 2025 Hajj rites. Mr. Gumi was part of a delegation of Islamic scholars charged with guiding and preaching to Nigerian pilgrims during Hajj, which was sponsored by the Nigerian Hajj Commission for pilgrimage. Now, the cleric had arrived in Medina on Saturday around 10:30 p.m. alongside other clerics. However, upon his arrival to the city's airport, Saudi immigration barred him from entering the country. Now, Gumi has an explanation as to why he thinks he was barred. And here's what he said. Providing clarification on why he was barred from entering Mecca, Mr. Gumi, in a post on his Facebook page on Monday, said that although the Saudi government issued him a visa for Hajj, he was denied entry into Mecca to begin Hajj right. He alleged that for some obvious reasons, Saudi authorities were uncomfortable with his presence in Hajj after giving him a visa because of his views on the line, his views on world politics. Now, let's not forget, because I've had him on the show. I know that most of you remember I've had Sheikh Gumi on the show. I think I had him last year, if I'm not mistaken. And he's known for his controversial views about banditry in Nigeria. Remember what he said the last time that he was here. Well, I mean, the Nigerian authorities have said that they are pledging to take up, this issue, because they value, freedom and democracy. But what do you think about Sheikh Gumi's, because I'm thinking, why let him come into the country? You should have just, you can get into a country. A visa to a country doesn't mean that you are allowed actual entry into the country, because when you get to the borders, they need to check you, and there must have been something. But he's claiming that it's his worldviews on politics. And finally, the one that might rock the boat for you a little bit. This one's a story from the Vanguard newspaper. Tinubu seeks reps approval for $21.5 billion external loan and, wait for it, 757.9 billion naira pension fund. I'll run through it quickly, so you can join the conversation. In a detailed communique to the Green Chamber, the president highlighted the strategic significance of the 2025-2026 borrowing plan, noting that it spans key sectors of the economy. The 2025-2026 borrowing plan covers, according to Mr. President, all sectors with specific emphasis on infrastructure, agriculture, health, education, water, growth, security and employment generation, as well as financial and monetary reforms, among others. This is what the president said. Now, according to the president, the total facility sought under the external borrowing plan includes 21 plus billion $21.5 billion. That's about also, and 15 billion Japanese yen, in addition of a 65 million euro grant. He noted that the proposed borrowing is crucial in light of the removal of fuel subsidy and its economic implications. The president says, and I quote, "In light of the significant infrastructure deficit in the country, and the paucity of financial resources needed to address this gap. Amid declining domestic demand, it has become essential to pursue prudent economic borrowing to close the financial shortfall. End of quote. On the line, prudent economic borrowing. Do you think it's expedient to borrow the words of Mr. President to dip into the pensions fund? Is this a great idea? Don't forget that the Buhari administration tried to do it and there was a row, and then you know I remember, I think it was Malami or somebody that was trying to defend it. But here we are again, and the Tinubu administration is saying they want money from the pensions fund. Would you be petitioning your member representing you on the floor of the House of Representatives, and maybe even your senator, not to approve it? Or are you on board? 0201-277-0993 for the males. For the females, 0201-465-7190. On WhatsApp, it's 0809-5975-805. You can join the conversation on our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. Post your comments. If you're listening from outside of the country, you can join the conversation by calling our WhatsApp number. It's 0809-5975-805. Because we're always talking about are you willing to write a petition? Every single one of you from your constituents or your constituency to the member representing you, because he's writing to the Green Chamber, so that's the House of Representatives, right? And the Red Chamber is the Senate. Am I mistaken? Anyway, are you willing to petition, or is this okay? I mean, they'll borrow, but will they put it back? Because that's your pension. All right, let's talk. 60 seconds is all you have. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Emmanuel. I'm speaking from Ekpe.
Go ahead.
This is one of the things I discussed with Joyce yesterday. When the president wants anything and the president gets it, But some people say it's our system that is not making Nigerian work for us. We have a lot of things, that can work for this country. The businessmen beneath the soil in Ondo State is enough to revolutionize, our electricity. The minerals in Zamfara, they are enough if well sold, well harnessed, is enough, to do our road infrastructure. We have no business, borrowing, in the first place. But what do we have? Our resources in Africa, it seems as if we don't own these resources. You will be hearing that England, France, they have the largest gold reserve, of which they don't even have these resources. But we, the African countries who have these resources, we go and borrow, from these people.
All right.
So I don't know why we won't change our approach, to inform.
More conversation.
We gotta go.
More talk. More right after this. Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know? Did you know? Your dose of facts. We bet you never knew. Right here on Nigeria Info 99.3.
Did you know it's illegal to own just one guinea pig in Switzerland? It's considered animal abuse because they're social beings and get lonely.
Another piece of the puzzle now revealed. Keep questioning, keep listening, only on Nigeria Info 99.3.
It is an incontrovertible fact that the future of power is solar. It is becoming increasingly clear that solar is the way to go if reliable, clean, and uninterrupted power is our goal. Our homes need power. Our offices need power. Our public buildings need power. Our lives and activities need power. And of course, I mean reliable power. Now, at the Solar World Electric Technology Limited, we have cut our teeth as professionals in the business of solar and renewable energy, ranging from inverters, lithium-ion batteries, solar panels, solar water heating systems, solar street lights, etc. You can visit our regional head office at the 26 Ima Abimbola Code off Fola Oshibo, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, or our website on www.solarworldelectric.com, or you can call us on 0906 331 5492. Solar World Electric Technology Limited. We are redefining the limits.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought.
The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Step right up. It's time for more.
Fan Battle 4 starts Tuesday, June 3rd through July from 7 p.m. weekdays on Nigeria Info.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, we're back. It's the Big Three on Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Maryann Okon, and we are looking at the big stories for today as we celebrate the 27th of May, which is worldwide celebrated as Children's Day. Mr. President is advocating against bullying of children and talks about child protection. But I'm wondering, who protects these kids that are roaming our streets every single day, especially the girls? I am not in any way trying to play down on the boy child, but I'm just saying. It's all beautiful to have this really nicely worded messages and, press statements. But on the ground, can we see, feel and touch the so-called policies that you have put in place, Mr. President? All right. Also, one of the big stories for today, of course, Sheikh Ahmad Gumi has been kicked out of Saudi Arabia leading up to Hajj. Well, he says they don't like his worldview and politics, so his position on certain geopolitical issues. Okay. Do you think it's a good idea to allow him come in and then kick him out? I mean, is Islam not a religion of peace? Why would he do that, Saudi Arabia? Also, there was a suicide bomber in Abuja yesterday. Does that make you feel safer? I mean, because the army said that they foiled the attack. Of course, one person was injured, but nobody died. And it's just the guy who was trying to sneak into the cantonment that killed himself. If there's one, could there be others? Is this a part of a bigger plan? Should we be worried? Or it's just some lone ranger? What do we do to put an end to this, really? And finally, of course, Mr. President wants to touch your pensions because it's time for him to go a-borrowing yet again. What are your thoughts? 0201 277 0993 0201 465 7190. Join the conversation. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Thank you, wonderful. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Boys and calling from Afromedia.
Go ahead.
Thank you. You see, the point I want to make is this. You see, these are our leaders. Honestly, I don't know what they're planning for us. So Mr. Tinubu wants to borrow money again. And he cited the infrastructure, education, this, as his excuse. Come on. What has he developed so far, all this while? The first 2 years in office now, what has he developed? The heavy amount of money.
But they've told you that they're doing a lot in terms of infrastructural development. They're trying to stabilize the economy.
We know that nothing is on ground. How long are we going to be deceived for long? For God's sake, how long are we going to be deceived? You and I know. People on ground know that nothing is happening, and these people keeps borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. Why is he trying to? I mean, our children's future is trying to block them, for God's sake. Why? Things are getting out of hand, though. It goes beyond talking, I rest my case. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Boyson, for calling. I do appreciate it. 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-71904. For the ladies only. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Uzoma calling.
All right, Uzoma, please go ahead.
Maryann, now wow for this una president too. All the money this man did, what is he doing with it? What effect is it, making on the citizens of this country? So he has just come to destroy this country, borrow money, and put this country in a danger that nobody can help us to solve. What is this man? What establishment has he established since he entered? When he borrow, the other will take it and be doing this. Some will take it and be doing this. The woman will take it and be doing just scattering Nigeria money, putting us into debt, which nobody knows who will pay it for us. What is wrong with this man? What is wrong with these APC people? God will save us. Okay, look at this man now that went to Saudi Arabia. They turned him back. That is how God is fighting for us. Let them continue. The way God will fight for us and deal with them.
How is God fighting? Uzoma, please, are you serious? God is fighting for you. Okay, I'm not even going to make a case of it. So government is borrowing, but this is what the presidential spokesperson said yesterday on my show, Mr. Sunday Diary, SA2, Mr. President, on on media and communications. Take a listen. Close to the middle class. The average person is unable to afford a loaf of bread. The minimum wage is 80,000. For some people, 75,000. There's still states who have still not upgraded to 80,000. The value of the naira is poorer than it's ever been against the dollar or any other money. What is the story that the presidency can tell the average Nigerian that will give them hope? Because you promised us renewed hope, but it's like we're seeing Shege on a daily basis. Help us make sense of this.
It's been renewed gradually. And let me say this. You see, you cannot eat omelette without breaking eggs. If we embark on tough decisions, we embark on reforms. And there must be some sacrifice. There must be some level of pain. There are going to be changes. Some of the reforms we've embarked on, and other countries have done it before. There's no way it will impact on the value of your currency. And that's the result of what we're seeing. But also, you have also seen, I think, the fact that our economy is so tied to the dollar, the cost of living is affected in an upward trajectory. Again, it might just be simplistic for you to say, no, the dollar is going up. But it's important that when you shave up almost 300 naira or 250 naira from, people bought dollar at 1,800, 2,000 naira. But that's different. But let me get a bit granular about this, because you also put yourself in the picture.
Well, I'm considered, a bit better off, even though I'm suffering. Yeah.
No, you give the example, and I identify, and what you have put forward is legitimate because a lot of Nigerians can connect to it. But I'm saying that when you embark on reforms, reforms suggest that there will be sacrifices, there will be adjustments that people have made. Some of them will include self-censorship. But what the government has done is to also make sure that they put in place, I'm careful about using the word pilotage, but beyond the pilotage, government has put in place initiatives and policies to help Nigerians get some succor. Let me say, for instance, NEFON, we've had so much story about it, but this is significant. 600,000 Nigerians who never had a single naira in terms of support for education are enjoying that right now. That is massive, almost 59 billion naira. That's on the one side. When it comes to CNG, we have an option, an alternative in the CNG, which is lower cost. We've done interviews, we've seen people who filled their tank 25,000 naira, now they'll be 2,500 naira. The story of India, massive population. The penetration of CNG was able to help bring down the cost of living. We're on that path. Are we on the right path with these reforms? Absolutely. will it take a bit more time before things ease up? Yes. And the president has always
in the interim, how many of us have to die of hunger while you're on the path, sir?
The president has always said, I want to thank Nigerians for their perseverance. I want to thank them for their support, and that these reforms will bring about the country that we want to have.
Mr. Sunday Dari, the former Minister of Sport and now Special Advisor to Mr. President on Media and Communications, saying Nel Fund and CNG. Government is helping, and these reforms are... So if you are using CNG, has it reduced the cost of living crisis for you? Has it put more food on your table? If you have benefited from Nel Fund, has it put more money in your pocket? And I'm not in any way to play down on the Nel Fund thing, but how does this, one way or the other, contribute to easing the cost of living crisis today? And if the government were to tell us that they've done something for us, could these two things really carry weight? If you're telling us that you want to dip your hands into pensions and you want to borrow again, what have you done with the previous monies that you borrowed? Is the question. I'd like to hear. But join the conversation. It's still hard facts. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're in a very noisy place. It's very difficult to hear you, so you need to move away from the noise.
Okay, I'll call back.
Perfect. Please call me back. 0201-277-0993. Don't forget, we're live on YouTube and Facebook. Post your comments. I want to hear from you. Yes, on our live stream, you can post your comment. You can do same on X. Yes, let us know what your thoughts are. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann Okon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Jara. How is your day?
Thank you very much. It's beautiful so far.
Thank God. Maryann, this our president borrow every minute. Every minute they will borrow money. What are they doing with the money? If you go to most of these universities, there is nothing to write home about. No hostel, no dock, no electricity. Then the...
Oh, so sorry about that. Do call us back if you can. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Ndubisi.
All right, Ndubisi, go ahead.
Yes, I'm calling from Iba. Maryann, it provoked me yesterday, but what you did to me yesterday, I was not happy.
Sorry?
Then I call it. To get you is not easy. To get you is not easy.
Oh.
To get Nigeria info is not easy. But once I get you cut me off immediately because of radio. To get you is not easy, my sister.
Well,
so
yes, but you need to turn off your radio when you call.
I know. My hand is the minute I want to off it, you cut me off. Maryann, this is our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He can let him just walk in the street. See how children are eating in the dustbin. Maryann, Nigerian children, not only Aboki people, but Igbo children, both Yoruba children, they are eating in the dustbin. They are going to the dustbin to pick Pangolo to go and sell Nigerian children. As I'm talking to you, Maryann, from Yanaba to Koko, come in the morning, early in the morning, I am a transporter. Children will be like 100 to 150 in the dustbin, picking plastic, Maryann. And Mr. President is borrowing money every day by day. Mr. President is the one that told us that he's saving 1 billion every month after removing subsidy.
Okay.
Where's the money that Tinubu is saving? Okay. Today now, they are arresting NNPC people. They see money in their account. Why can't you use those money? Why is he going to borrow again? People are
all right,
suffering.
Obi, I have to take other calls.
Maryann, who do all this thing?
Thank you, Obi, for calling. Thank you. 60 seconds is all you have. Try as much as possible to make the best of the time that you have. Of course, we're looking at the big three stories. Mr. President wants to borrow again this time. It's the cookie jar of the pensions fund. Also, a suicide bomber detonated a bomb yesterday. Apparently, they said he was trying to sneak into the cantonment, the Mogadishu cantonment in Abuja, but then the attack was foiled. How safe do you feel hearing these stories? And of course, in celebration of Children's Day, Mr. President is advising against bullying children and saying he's doing everything in his power to make the life of the average Nigerian child easy. But if you have a Nigerian child, is their life easy? And of course, Ahmed Gumi was barred from Hajj. Yes. And he says, oh, Saudi Arabia just don't like what I say about geopolitics. So, hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, Maryann Okon. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Emeka is my name from Satellite Town. Boro make me rich. That is what we must understand. As we draw closer to 2027, there's going to be more borrowing in preparation for 2027. If you don't get it, you're on your own. And for saying the message to children today, stop bullying children. When children come out to protest peacefully against hunger, and you chase them away with tear gas and open fire on them, that's another form of bullying. You're bullying them to submission. So if we're talking about bullying, we should look at bullying in the overall context of bullying.
Okay.
Allow people to express themselves if you are really serious. And for the suicide bomber, the chicken is finally coming home to roost. So better be prepared.
All right. Thank you very much, Emeka, for calling. 0201-277-0993. I want to quickly read messages that are coming in on social media. Don't forget, you can also post your comment on our live stream. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Prince Leo Zamma here on Facebook Live says, Maryann, top of the J to you. So we're borrowing again. All the ones the APC government borrowed, what impact has it affected on our lives? Has it affected our lives positively? Somebody will say there's nothing wrong in borrowing, but a lot is wrong when you borrow to squander it. If we don't eradicate bad governance and its conveyors, bad governance will continue to make our existence more miserable. Okay, Prince Leo. And Bernard Ohi here says Tinubu should stay away from the pensions fund. He cannot borrow. Oh, he can borrow it from anywhere. Okay. He says we've gone back to the DJ days of suicide bombing in Abuja. The president needs to sit up. Okay. Thank you, John Bernard Ohi. Thank you. All right, let's go to WhatsApp here. On WhatsApp, this one says, good afternoon, Maryann. Wilson Edwards from Satellite Town. For me, I have reasons to believe that these political class see Nigeria as a sinking ship, and that's why they struggle tooth and nail to take down their own share and stash overseas before it finally goes down. That's why we borrow on per second billing. Okay, thank you, Wilson. This one says, please help me tell the president to share my own money out. The money he wants to borrow. I'm seriously interested in borrowing. One chance, APC. Evil and wicked leaders. White from Iba. And Chris from Accra says, the money as alleged by budget, is it in trillions or in billions? You are stating. Okay, I don't think that's messages for me. Sorry. He says, Tinubu is borrowing after paying off COVID loan. He's doing what is called Oluwole business. Borrow 5 million from a friend, paying 4 million into your account on the 27th to 29th of the month. Withdraw it by 2nd of the next month, having applied for an overdraft on the 31st. It's fake liquidity. Tinubu and Oluwole economy. Chris, how many times have I called you? Michael here from Yaba says, is the president serious at all? Borrow from pensions again? How long is he going to further impoverish Nigerians with his anti-people reforms and policies? And for Gumi, sending him back from Saudi Arabia is an evidence that our government has failed in the area of security, because with all Gumi has said in the past about terrorism and banditry, he should be in jail by now. Okay. Andose here says, I have for some time stopped listening to these sycophants called presidential spokespersons in order to keep my sanity. So yesterday, as soon as you started the interview, I switched off my radio. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. All right, this one's from Benjamin Nico. He says, Nigerians complaining now during the elections, they will collect 5 to 10K to become slaves for 8 years. President doesn't need our money. He's settling his political members. Are they making sacrifices? Sunday Dari said, we are going somewhere. Renew hope. Are they using the CNG cars? Let them keep deceiving Nigerians. The hospital they claim they're booking or building, are they using them? let them continue borrowing. Did our president and politicians' children, I'm sure you mean, are they here? He says God is watching. Ayo here says, good afternoon. Every year, they love children by their lovely poem, but fail to provide proper amenities for the children. We're not safe again in Nigeria. Were they not the ones that told us subsidy removal will provide surplus? APC is only deceiving by collecting more loans for elections and not infrastructural development. This one says it's high time Nigeria's political office holders invite Burkina Faso's head of state to tutor them on how to harness natural resources domiciled in Nigeria. Really, do we need anybody to tutor us? This presidential spokesperson told us yesterday that we're making so much money now from our natural resources. What's the money? Is it that one gold bar that Dele Alake presented to the president from Zamfara? Yemi from Maryann Okon says, as regards the suicide bomber, it's a sign of weakness on the side of security agencies. No more intelligence, he says. How do we cope with suicide bombers? On the presidency going for more borrowing, must we borrow again? And in poverty. Government is not subsidizing anything yet, no savings. What's happening? Help me. Spending borrowing on their families. Spending the borrowing on their families, he says. Yummy. Robert here says Gumi shouldn't have been denied visa. He's their brother. I'm gonna try to just ignore that. I find it difficult to call your show, and I live in Lagos, but my brother Emmanuel from Ekpe always calls. Ask Emmanuel what the trick is that he uses to call the show, so I can also be using it. Safiano from Kanu says, good afternoon, Maryann. My opinion of Sheikh Gumi with regards of his expulsion from Hajj by Saudi government, they are uncomfortable with the Sheikh's stance against them. Let me say it in pidgin. Them students get them for their body. I said what I said. Uzoma from Sirileri says Uzoma, I'm not going to read your message because what was that? He says the government of Association of Palm Wine Consumers, APC, will not kill this nation with their continuous borrowing from foreign countries. After removing subsidies that plunged her citizens into untold hardship, security challenges, and the rest of the troubles in the land, this is a loan for 2027 election campaign. In fact, it's nothing else. Okay, Uzama, thank you. I want to go back to the phone lines quickly. All right. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Laprichku is my name.
Go ahead, please.
Well, hello, you say?
Go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I think there's nothing wrong in borrowing, you know. But I'm surprised with this set of politicians. The way they borrow and see their hunger in the land. I mean, and they don't invest very well. They don't improve economy. They will borrow share palliatives, I mean, and allocations to states. And you see, most of these governors, they steal some of this money, taxpayers' money, and run away. They run into APC and sins are forgiven. I mean, I'm afraid.
Rapper, do you have proof? Do you have proof that you're saying that people are stealing money? Do you have proof? Because EFCC will say you have to have proof.
Many of them, we have alleged of
EFCC says you have to bring proof and you have to write to them that they don't know anything.
Let me air my view. And we have another one, Delta State, Okowa, allegedly 1.3 trillion. What are you telling me? Is it not taxpayers' money? And they are stealing most of this money running into APC. Is that not what is happening? But we have most of the resources here in this country that they keep on borrowing and their hunger. Nothing is improving, not even in power sector, not even exchange. Everything high. Is this how the country will move forward? So answer me, Maria. Yeah, we will move forward.
Did you vote for me? Did you vote for me as your president or your governor?
I'm still waiting for Mr. President to give an adequate reason why he could not deliver.
Give us power. All right. Thank you very much for calling.
Because
all right, Rapper, I have to take other calls. Thank you very much for calling. 60 seconds is all you had, but I know I had to engage you for a bit. But the EFCC comes up with that story of, oh no, you know what? We don't know what's happening. These things are allegations. If you're going to bring anything to us, you have to let us know. Bring proof. I don't know when we'll ever be ready, though. But hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for picking my call.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were not going to pick my call. Let me say.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Bless.
Okay.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now, I want to tell you something. In all these three scenarios, let me say these three big stories that you just mentioned, do you see anyone that has love in it?
Sorry?
Hello? I said, do you see anyone that has what we call love in it?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Your line is bad. That has what? Oh dear. I'm so sorry. Your line went off, so I couldn't hear you. I've got a minute, 43 seconds, so let me run through some more messages. This one says, good afternoon, I'm borrowing. Why can't the executive and legislature remove waste from their end and stop this borrowing? Sunday, I wish I could give you an answer to that question. But I'm neither the executive, neither am I legislators. But it's a good question to ask. How about you write to your senator, your House of Assembly member, or your House of Rep member? Ask him that question. Let's see if he responds. John from Ijaniki says, you can see that Nigeria is not serious in fighting terrorism by romancing with Gumi, but Saudi Arabia does not tolerate terrorism. This one says, there's a grand plan to turn Nigeria into Afghanistan and Somalia. This is how the Taliban started, gradually till they took over power, and insecurity is escalating daily. Suicide bomb is back. We're still sleeping, hoping God will fight for Nigeria. Ezekiel from Ejigbo. I just don't want to believe that anything's back. AB here says, there was a time when a carton of noodles was just 700 naira, but today, after 10 years of APC government, if you don't have 6,000 naira and above, you cannot go home with a carton of noodles. While bullying and child abuse are important issues, I hope Mr. President is not ignorant of the fact that the number of malnourished children in Nigeria had quadrupled under the government of his political party. AB from Badagry, thank you for that information. We've got to go on a break. When we come back, it's a 2-minute break. We'll wrap things up. I'll read all your messages and maybe take 1 or 2 calls. Okay, still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know? Did you know? Your dose of facts.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.